When one attends a dressage horse festival, one is immediately impressed with the style, the glamour, the elegance, the skill, the obedience, and the money. The importance of money isn't pronounced like at a casino. It's more talked about than flashed around. The money shows itself in the value placed on these horses, and the insurance taken out on them.
Upwards of $1 million for a young horse. Upwards of. Now, I'm not saying that any of the horses are valued at or above $1 million, but it's not unheard of. I personally insured a horse that was 5 years old for €5 million.
Recently at the Markel, United States Equestrian Federation Young Horse National Championship, 16 horses qualified to compete in 4 divisions based on age.
Nobody's here because they want to be a runner-up. Everyone's here because they want to have that blue ribbon.
There are basically 2 factions to a dressage horse festival event. The more visible is the riders and the horse owners. The behind-the-scenes faction includes the breeders and the horses, who are sold to the owners. The business case for the breeders and horses is clear. The better the performance, the better the horse, the more desirable the offspring, and those genes.
We'll have young horses that somebody bought for $15,000 because they saw something. And they saw how they could turn this horse. And you put a horse, a $15,000 horse, through this process, you're going to spend quite a bit of money doing it. But if the horse is talented, you're going to see that value of that horse rise exponentially.
Any horse-based sport may not radiate an investor's paradise, or just a predictable ROI. But dressage, more so than any other horse sport, has the greatest difficulty in projecting an obvious business case.
Dressage does not have prize money. So a lot of the other sports, reining and jumpers, and plenty of the other horse sports will have a great deal of prize money attached to victory. This sport has a great deal of money attached to competing, but they have a ribbon, essentially, or a cup, and prestige.
Successful business model and horses, especially dressage, don't easily go in the same sentence.
The horses and riders are obviously committed to the sport and achieving excellence. But there are no wages to be earned, no hay to win, no prize money. It's the owners of the horses that invest in this sport. And they do it in a big way.
We're just doing it because we can afford it and we want to do it.
The word dressage comes from the French word dresser, meaning to train. Dressage teaches a horse to be obedient, willing, supple, and responsive. The horse freely submits to the rider's lightest aids or body signals while remaining balanced and energetic. The aids should be virtually imperceptible. Dressage requires the horse and rider to combine the strength and agility of gymnastics with the elegance and beauty of ballet. The 4, 5, 6, and 7-year-olds compete performing a prescribed set of movements for that age group. Horses and riders are judged on how well they perform movements related to forward and lateral extensions, flying changes, pirouettes, piaffe, and passage. Judging is subjective based on that 5-minute performance, but also influenced subconsciously by the history of the rider in the sport and the owner's visibility to the federation.
So, the owners make the world go round for this sport. The sponsors do play a role as well. I would say a much lesser role.
But no one seems to mind. In fact, it is not even a consideration, or produces the slightest hesitation in striving for the best or willing to invest the most. Doing this for your own sake is enough. One could liken the investment of the owner similar to patrons of the arts. They see beauty and want the rest of the world to experience it. And maybe this is why going to the Olympics to represent the United States of America is every dressage rider's and owner's dream.
Like every sport, it's an ambition. And an ambition is driven by a personal desire to prove oneself with one's peers.
I think it's fascinating to be involved in this early stages and see these horses. Some of the horses here will very likely be going down center line in 2028 in Los Angeles at the Olympics.
We hope to follow this dream, starting with the 2022 Markel Youssef Young Horse Championship. One or more of these horses will likely represent the United States in the 2028 Olympics, to be held in Los Angeles. Which one? Who will contribute the most? The riders? The horses? The owners? What will it eventually take? And at what cost?